guys, so welcome back again to my mini lecture video. So for today's discussion, we're going to talk about economics, policy, and living sustainably. Environmental economics. Environmental economics is an area of economics that studies the financial impact of environmental policies. Environmental economists perform studies to determine the theoretical or empirical effects of environmental policies on the economy. This field of economics helps users design appropriate environmental policies and analyze the effects and merits of existing or proposed policies. Understanding environmental economics. The basic argument underpinning environmental economics is that there are environmental costs of economic growth that go unaccounted in the current market model. These negative externalities, like pollution and other kinds of environmental degradation, could then result in market failure. Environmental economists thus analyze the costs and benefits of specific economic policies, which also involves running theoretical tests or studies on possible economic consequences of environmental degradation. Environmental economic strategies. Environmental economists are concerned with identifying specific problems to be rectified, but there can be many approaches to solving the same environmental problem. If a state is trying to impose a transition to clean energy, for example, they have several options. The government can impose a forcible limit on carbon emissions, or it can adopt more incentive-based solutions, like placing quantity-based taxes on carbon emissions or offering tax credits to companies that adopt renewable power sources. All of these strategies rely to varying degrees on state intervention in the markets. Therefore, the degree to which this is acceptable is an important political factor in determining the environmental economic policy. Example of environmental economics. The most prominent example of the use of environmental economics is the cap-and-trade system. Companies purchase carbon offsets from developing countries or environmental organizations to make up for their carbon emissions. Another example is the use of carbon tax to penalize industries that emit carbon. Corporate average fuel economy regulations are another example of environmental economics at work. These regulations are prescriptive and specify the gallons per mile of gas for cars for car makers. They were introduced during the 1970s to promote fuel efficiency in an era of gas shortages. How to live sustainably. Reduce household energy use. Energy conversion is itself a source of energy. Here are several simple ways to reduce your household energy use. First, you can turn off appliances and lights that you are not using. Second, you can install energy-efficient appliances. Third, you can use a programmable thermostat that lowers or raises the temperature when you're not home. Fourth, you can open windows to allow a breeze instead of turning on the air conditioning. Fifth, you can hang clothes to dry instead of using the dryer. And lastly, you can replace incandescent light bulbs with compact fluorescent bulbs. Eat locally. A powerful way to live more sustainably is to eat locally. The convenience of supermarkets has changed how people think about food. You can stroll through aisles stocked with fruits, vegetables, and other products from all over the world any time of year. But these products consume huge amounts of fossil fuel energy to get from those global locations to your corner supermarket. Dispose with disposable. When you make a purchase, consider the item's life expectancy. How long can the item be used? Will it have more than one use? When you're done with it, will it end up in the trash? Start investing in reusable products for the items you most often throw away. Plant seeds. Try growing your own food. Simply plant a few seeds in a corner of your yard or in a container on your porch or windowsill. Recycle. Recycle as much as possible. If your neighborhood or apartment complex doesn't offer recycling pickup, either find a drop-off location or request the curbside service. Buying products labeled post-consumer lets companies know that recycling is the way to go. Resell and donate items. Items that you no longer use can get an extended life through resale and donation. By extending the life of any product, you help reduce dependence on disposable or cheaply made single-use products that end up in landfills. Drink from the tap. Dependence on bottled water has added more than 1 million tons of plastic to the waste stream every year. Save water. An easy way to live more sustainably is to conserve household water use. Consider installing water-efficient toilets or dual-flush toilets that let you choose whether to use a full flush or half flush. Rely less on your car. Using fossil fuels to support one person in each car on the road is clearly no longer sustainable. When you're traveling close to home, you can either walk or ride your bike. Purchase fair trade products. When you purchase items that are imported from all over the world, particularly coffee, cocoa, sugar, tea, chocolate, and fruits, look for the fair trade certification. This designation tells you that these items were grown using sustainable methods of agriculture and that local people are receiving fair prices for the goods they produce. And this ends our discussion about economics, policy, and living sustainably. I hope you learned something from this discussion and see you in my next mini lecture video.